Okay, alright, I'm not very good with my money. You would think having no income and an addiction to Warframe would stop me from constantly buying new games, but I have a grand total of 1,272 games across every library. Now, if we were to subtract all of the games I've already played, that puts me at 1,204 games. Wow, that is a lot less than I thought. Anyway, I'm gonna play through it all, and I'm reviewing every game. Now, for the sake of my sanity, I'm gonna do the biggest bulk in my library first. My short, indie games. That means no crazy long games like Persona, and no endless games like Kerbal Space Program. Those will get their own videos. Maybe. Without those games, we're sitting at still a lot of games, but in the grand scheme of things, marginally better. Now, I'm gonna make this a little easier on myself and do it in bunches of 3. Well, kind of. If there's a series of games, I'll do the entire series in one review, so 3 short games every so often, starting now. Visual novels. You know them. You might have even played, well, maybe not played, but experienced a few. And there's so many, right? There's porn with gameplay, and actually good ones. Now, I'm not talking about games with visual novel elements. I'm talking full-blooded text in a box, still sprites for 5 hours visual novels. Or light novels. What's the difference? Don't they mean the exact same thing? Out of all 3 games on this list, Coffee Talk is the only one I've actually played before. This'll happen a few times, it's because I bought it again. Fun fact actually, back when I played it 2 years ago, my Xbox's controller had an A button that didn't really work. It was a lot. You are kidding me, come on! History lesson aside, Coffee Talk is, surprise, about being a coffee shop barista in an alternate dimension where people respect gender-neutral pronouns. Unless you put the voice mod, in which case you are just a dude named Andrew.
Welcome. Oh, it's you.
Hey Andrew, how's the night so far?
In all seriousness, it's a game set in a universe where fantasy races live in the modern world. And much like the real modern world, they all hate each other. Race is very important to this game. I mean, in just the main cast, there's like 10 races, give or take. And all of them have their own problems. Werewolves exist, so the moon. Vampires exist, so the sun. And elves exist, so every other race, I guess. Every race gets its own negative stereotypes, and it's this whole thing, but I don't want to give the impression that race is the only thing this game has, because there's a lot more than just that. The only problem is that I can't really talk about it because the game really isn't that long, and these games are pretty much just story. I can speak about the other bits. Pixel art in a lot of games I play isn't very great. It does its job in that you can see what's going on, but it doesn't wow anyone for the most part. Coffee Talk, on the other hand, does. It looks amazing, which is great since it is a visual novel. And the music is exactly what you'd expect from a game like this. Not that it's lazy or worse for it, though. I mean, you've been listening to it this entire section. It's lo-fi, it works in every possible context. Watch. Okay, maybe not every context. So it's a visual novel. It looks good, it sounds good, it reads good, but at the end of the day, that's all it really has, right? It's actually perfect. Okay, this game has a design minigame. It's not mandatory, but let's be honest here. It is. It also has the phone.
The phone?
The phone. It's where they put all of the content. You want special recipes? Boom, there. Short stories? Boom, there. Character profiles? You wouldn't believe the answer to that question. There's also comics, because lore. For a coffee shop. I think I've made this very clear, but I really enjoyed this game. It's cozy, it's nice, it's only about $13. Seriously? That's such a specific price. Just make it $15. What is wrong with... You know what? Good game, weird price. I really liked it. I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing that. Okay, I know what you're thinking.
Dear, 12 hours? Really? I could just go outside in that time.
And no, you can't, let's be honest, but you're also right. 12 hours is a long time for a short game. Though I should clarify, that's 12 hours if you only do one ending. It's got 6 endings, no I didn't get all 6, and yes, I am very aware that it wouldn't take me very long to get the other 5. The reason I'm not getting them, at least right now, is because I'm late, because I have other things to do right now. More specifically, I have like 998 other things to do right now. That's not to say I didn't get a nice experience, but it does mean I still don't really know what the deal with this guy is. He is very weird, but everyone else is great. The main character has a character, the sex worker needs a little bit of context, and the hacker makes me feel things that I can't explain. On top of that, the story is pretty great. I mean, it's not cozy, god no, it's a lot of things, but definitely not cozy. There are like 7 things going on all at once, but it all somehow makes sense. Well, about as much sense as being a bartender living in a city named after a computing area getting haunted by the spirit of a mystery girl while also working in a bar run by an ex-wrestler who for some reason has a robotic arm can make. Valhalla's art is also good, but I do wish there was more space to actually see it. The window look works when there's only one person, but it gets really cramped when there's anything more than that. The music is also good. It does a little sometimes, and that's all I'm really gonna say about that. One of the best things about this game is the fact that it has an actual gameplay loop. So you make drinks, those drinks get you points, those points get taxed, and now you have money. You use that money to satisfy Jill by going to the store and oh my god, is that Alex Yeek? Then you go home and dang it, you have bills. The mixing minigame itself is a little more involved than coffee talks, but it wasn't really that hard at all. I mean, I'm very good at following simple instructions. It was just so... yeah. On a cooler note, Valhalla has the phone.
The phone?
The phone. It's where they put all of the content. You want articles? Boom, there. Room customization? Boom, there. 4chan? Why would you want that? All in all, Valhalla is a great little game. It has some lows and him, but for $15 and 11 and a half hours of not that, I can excuse it. Okay, whoa, hold it. The Seal. It's a good game. I really liked it. I almost forgot. Funny story about these games. I played them in front of a few friends of mine. On its own, it's not really that interesting, but some of them had some pretty interesting thoughts that I thought you'd like to hear. Let me just bring up one of their logs. Okay, this was a good one. They said, I don't think my therapist would approve of this. That's a little worrying. So Milk Inside of a Bag of Milk is a game where you help this girl buy milk. I mean, what did you expect? And yeah, there's more to it than that. Like, why is everything a shade of pink? Why do I feel the subtle pull of anxiety whenever I look at this specific letter? These are questions I can answer very easily, but I won't because the game is literally 30 minutes and $1. $2 if you want the soundtrack, which maybe isn't the best thing to write a script to. I think Milk Inside of a Bag of Milk on its own is a wonderful little game. I honestly really liked it. It was creepy enough to put you off base, but it didn't feel like it was trying too hard. It does leave you wanting a little bit more out of it, but that's fine because... The sequel definitely fixes that, among other things. Milk Outside of a Bag of Milk overhauls everything from the last game. The music, the writing, literally everything is leagues above where it was last time. especially the art. I swear, I forgot I was looking at pixel art at times. Well, sometimes I wasn't, because this game has drawn scenes, because I guess they just have it like that. And what's more, this game has the phone.
You are kidding me!
Nah, I'm kidding, there isn't a phone in this game. There are multiple endings though. I've only ever gone one because the game doesn't really tell you how you're supposed to get the other ones, but I have tried. And before you leak my IP address for being a hypocrite, hear me out. This game is very short and leaves a lot up in the air, and I mean a lot. The game is basically built to be played over and over again. Anyway, the game is like $9 with a free soundtrack. I don't really know why it's free. It's an hour longer than the last soundtrack, but it's free. Both of these games get the Good Game seal of approval, and for the second one, the Favorite Game of the Bunch seal. And sure, these games are a lot shorter than the other two games on the list, but they're just so charming and self-contained that I can't really think of many faults besides them being a little too cryptic on how to get endings. I think the games this time around were generally all pretty great. I mean, I do have my complaints, but they're things that most indie projects have, like overly formal language. Characters say things like shall and call each other miss or mister. No one born in the last century would ever do that, but for some reason writers just love to use it. And I know at some point I'm going to play games with much bigger problems, so I'm thankful that's all I really have to complain about right now. So if you have any suggestions for games, leave a comment down below. My guidelines should be in the description, so if it's on the list, I might just play it next time around. If it's by some chance not in the 1000 game list, I would be surprised, but I might also just check it out. Anyway, that's all I've got right now, so please, give me a spot in your subscriptions list, and if you really like the video, maybe even like the video. I'm still bad at endings, so end card.